Mac Hopkins' journey feels more like a Hollywood movie than a YouTube story. But this meteoric rise wasn't by luck. It came after walking away from a brewing controversy, cutting ties with one of YouTube's fastest growing channels, and stepping right into the biggest empire on the platform. But why did Mac leave? Was it personal, professional, or something far deeper? To find out, we have to rewind to the very beginning, to a time when Mac was just another unknown editor trying to make his mark. Mac Hopkins originally joined the team behind Airrack, a channel that skyrocketed from 0 to 10 million subscribers in just 3 years. But Mac wasn't just some background contributor. You could spot him in countless videos, often front and center, and behind the scenes, he was helping craft the very edits that made the channel stand out. His fingerprints were everywhere, from early videos with raw cuts to polished hits like hiring 100 bodyguards or walking on water prank viewed tens of millions of times. But something began to shift. Quietly, subtly, Mac started distancing himself from Airrack's content. One of the last times fans saw him on the channel was in the infamous Escaped Prisoner prank, where he played an emotional role in a high-concept setup. Not long after, Mac seemed to vanish. Why? Well, here's where the coincidences start stacking up. Around the same time, Airrack began facing backlash, exposed for allegedly faking elements of his content and dodging accountability in a dangerous pilot stunt, which, interestingly, Mac had also been a part of. The timing was convenient. And soon after, Mac launched his own YouTube channel, his first video, The Start, where he explained his vision. His second, Surviving 100 Hours Controlled by AI, which quickly exploded to over 4 million views. It was clear Mac had potential. But after just 2 uploads, the channel went dark. Why would someone with that much momentum suddenly pull back? Here's where things take a turn. As Airrack's controversies brewed, Mac began quietly appearing in a very different corner of YouTube, none other than MrBeast's videos. The first cameo was subtle. In August 2021, Mac showed up briefly in a challenge, playing it cool, but stealing the spotlight with a cheeky, unexpected car win. It wasn't long before viewers noticed. Mac brought charisma, humor, and authenticity, and MrBeast's audience loved it. Fast forward to the world's most dangerous trap video, pulling in a staggering 270 million views, and Mac was front and center again. Fans weren't just entertained, they demanded more Mac, but not everything was answered. In a playful confrontation video with Tyler Blenard, a fellow creator tied to the Airrack crew, fans hoped Mac would finally explain why he left Airrack. But instead, we got lighthearted banter, deflection, and no real answers. The mystery only deepened. Still, Mac kept climbing. He starred in massive MrBeast challenges, facing fears for $800,000, dominating obstacle courses, and finally securing a life-changing win after several nail-biting losses. Viewers loved the underdog arc, from losing to redemption to triumph. Behind the scenes, Mac wasn't just another contestant. MrBeast later revealed that Mac had quietly become a critical force within the...
So Mac, who you see in these videos, he's very involved in the editing process too. So when I'm like, I don't know how to introduce this challenge, I just look at Mac because he's going to be the one who puts it together. I'm like, Mac, just tell me what to say.
Mac's rise also happened to coincide with a notable vacancy in the MrBeast crew, as Ava, formerly Chris Tyson, exited the team following a wave of controversy. To fans, it looked like Mac had stepped into that role perfectly, filling a gap at exactly the right time, but here's what most viewers don't realize. Mac wasn't just lucky, he'd been grinding in the shadows for years, editing, producing, building relationships, mastering the nuances of YouTube's most demanding algorithm, and now he's listed in MrBeast's own credits as co-host, head editor, and creator of Beast Games. That's an evolution few creators achieve. From couch surfing assistant to executive force in the world's biggest YouTube machine. So what do audiences think of Mac now? For many, he's MrBeast's secret weapon, an underdog who earned his place through hustle, timing, and raw skill, a guy who flipped a low moment, leaving one crew under controversy into the opportunity of a lifetime. And for Airrack, well, Losing one of the sharpest editors on YouTube definitely hurt. While Eric's channel is still thriving, many argue it hasn't quite had the same polish, punch, or audience resonance since Mack's departure. It's hard not to wonder, if MrBeast hadn't swooped in, would Mack have simply faded away? Now the only question left is, what's next? With a permanent seat at MrBeast's table and millions of fans rooting for him, Mack's future looks brighter than ever. Whether he chooses to step back in front of the camera, scale even bigger projects, or eventually launch a new empire of his own, one thing's certain, this story is far from over. They don't want you to know this stuff, but I'll keep telling you anyway. Subscribe before this channel mysteriously disappears.